When someone describes a video game as stupid, it's usually meant as an insult, either from someone who didn't have a positive experience with a particular release, or simply found it wasn't for them. But can stupidity actually be a positive aspect of a game? I happen to think that sometimes things can be so bad they're good, or so dumb they're entertaining. In this list, you'll find 10 indie games where being outlandish and over the top is what makes them great. But real quick, our Patreon offers stupidly good value, such as Discord access, early ad-free shows, shoutouts at the end of every video we produce, our podcast early, and more. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. We're kicking things off at number 10 with The Innsmouth Case, a horror visual novel with a surprisingly silly presentation. Developed by Robot Pumpkin Games and published by Assemble Entertainment, this choose-your-own-adventure visual novel delivers a strangely cartoonish take on Lovecraftian horror. You play as a private investigator tasked with finding a missing child, last seen in the city of Innsmouth. Here, mysterious disappearances are common. As expected in a Lovecraftian tale, sinister forces lurk beneath the surface, and uncovering the truth may come at a heavy cost to one's sanity. The character designs feel straight out of an early 2000s cartoon. Even the monstrous entities have a goofy look to them. Add in a cast of ridiculous NPCs and witty dialogue, and much of the game feels surprisingly lighthearted. However, the mood can shift dramatically, delivering genuinely tense moments and life or death decision-making. The tone can feel inconsistent at times, which may explain why the Innsmouth Case didn't sit well with die-hard fans of the genre, earning it many negative Steam reviews. That said, if you're open to a silly, over-the-top, ridiculous spin on Lovecraftian horror, this can be an enjoyable adventure for you. Moving along to number 9, things take a more romantic turn with Boyfriend Dungeon, where dungeon crawling and dating intertwine. This action RPG dating sim hybrid puts you in the shoes of a character who's never been on a date and gets the chance to live rent-free in their cousin's now vacant apartment for the entire summer. It's the perfect opportunity to focus on recreation and romance. In this world, dungeon crawling isn't just about combat, it's a popular activity, blending adventure and dating into one experience. Some people can transform into weapons, and wielding them in battle can spark romantic connections. If you fall in a dungeon, it's not just a setback, it's part of falling in love, as the weapon you wield rescues you. Since you keep all experience and items gained, it's worth taking risks. There are no gender barriers for love interests, so anyone can be pursued, as long as you choose the right dialogue options to build their interest. With its simple gameplay, silly characters, and lighthearted premise, Boyfriend Dungeon is easy to pick up and enjoy, whether you're looking for something low pressure, a fun gameplay loop, or just some entertaining surprises. It's also pretty damn stupid, but in a good way. I guess it wouldn't be on this list if it wasn't. Developed by Tomato Fantasy Games and published by 101XP, Dynopunk is a hybrid of a visual novel and a crafting sim set in a cyberpunk world populated by anthropomorphic dinosaurs. You play as Chris, a member of the nearly extinct T-Rex species, who runs an electronics repair shop in pursuit of becoming the greatest engineer in the city. You'll encounter customers with various tastes and temperaments, and how you interact with them is what makes the experience so fun. You can provoke customers with dialogue choices that upset them, calm them down by offering a drink they enjoy, and even modify their requests in unexpected ways. These mechanics are hilariously chaotic and add to the absurdity of the game's story. With its bizarre premise and endless potential for mayhem, Dynopunk is the perfect stupidly fun game if you're looking for something lighthearted that will make you laugh. Returning to the dating sim genre, one that's going to be prevalent on this list, here's a game where you play as a monster looking for love while also training to fend off a powerful threat that could bring about Armageddon. Doomsday Paradise blends elements of a dating sim, RPG, visual novel, and management sim into one chaotic adventure. Players pick a protagonist from a cast of potential characters, as well as a crush from a different group, with the goal of bonding with them while becoming powerful enough to take on a world-ending monster. Each day you decide how to spend your time, choosing from various activities that raise stats, grant items, or lead to social interactions that deepen your bond. Every character in this game is totally insane, so expect plenty of ridiculous conversations and absurd antics rather than deep emotional connections. Dungeons in Doomsday Paradise don't involve traditional exploration. They're a short series of events and enemy encounters, fought through a card-based combat system. These battles are turn-based, where you equip weapons and select attack cards from your deck. You can expand your deck by participating in various activities, making success less about grinding and more about strategically balancing battle preparation with deck building. If you're looking for something demented, silly, and easy to jump into without much of a time commitment, then Doomsday Paradise is worth checking out. For number 6, we've got a hybrid dating sim puzzle game with some light RPG elements that is more for the cultured gamers out there. So let me issue a bit of an adult warning now, as this game is intended for mature audiences. Good? Okay. Developed and published by HuniePop, HuniePop places players in the shoes of a character who is romantically awkward, to say the least, but has the good fortune to encounter a fairy named Q who wants to improve their love life. Q will teach you the basics of the gameplay, which involve engaging in dialogue to learn information about your love interests, going on dates that take the form of a puzzle game, and buying items with points you earn on those dates while assigning points to your stats that you earn through dialogue. For a title with such a silly, over-the-top premise, the gameplay is surprisingly good. Building up your stats, learning the ins and outs of puzzles, and managing your points for benefits make for a fun and engaging gameplay loop. You just might find yourself spending more time playing this one than you'd intended. This isn't one of those games where you're supposed to choose between one of the various love interests. You're going to go after every single one of them to unlock even more options. If you're the kind of gamer who played Persona 5 and wished there weren't any negative consequences for dating all of the girls, then this game might be for you. While the version on Steam is somewhat mild depending on your tolerance for such things, there is also a free patch you can download from the game's official website that turns it into a very adult experience. Here we go with number 5, another dating sim, this time connected to a famous fast food chain and a fictionalized version of its iconic founder. Developed by PsyOp and published by KFC, I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator, is both ridiculously stupid and hilarious, yet somehow the concept presented works. You play as a young woman attending the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, a prestigious culinary institution known for its 3-day semesters. Classes begin with a lecture from a dog named Sprinkles, and as the game unfolds, you'll encounter various events where your choices shape the story, much like a choose-your-own-adventure novel. Among your classmates are many memorable characters: your best friend Miriam, your rival Ashley, her cohort Van Van the Man-Man, the robot Clank, and most importantly, an anime version of a young Colonel Sanders. Your goal? Make great food, be a good friend, and win the Colonel's heart. But beware, Ashley has her eyes on the Colonel too, and you'll need to outmaneuver her traps and schemes to pursue the man you've fallen for. Along the way, you'll witness wild moments, including reactions to poisonous food and battles against a food monster. With all the crazy antics happening at the school, there are plenty of comedic and surreal moments to enjoy. The best part? The game is completely free, so if you're curious, you can try it without spending a dime. Cheaper than a bucket of KFC. Number 4 continues the theme of romance, but blends it with a different genre: rail shooter. This is Galgun Double Peace. Developed by Inti Creates and published by P-Cube, this game's story is equally as absurd as its gameplay. An angel and a demon both target the same high school student, attempting to manipulate his love life to impress their superiors. The result? Chaos. Every girl in school falls in love with this student, and due to a curse, their confessions of love cause him harm. To protect himself, he must fend off waves of admirers by shooting them with a pheromone gun. Gameplay consists of light gun style levels, buying upgrades and consumables, and story sequences, some of which include minigames. In the shooting stages, players must defend themselves from multiple perspectives, switching viewpoints using the D-pad. Luckily, colored arrows notify you when targets are approaching from another angle, keeping you on your toes. With girls swarming from every direction, the game can feel chaotic at times, but that's part of the fun. Galgun Double Peace doesn't take itself very seriously at all, making it an ideal pick for anyone looking for a funny, relaxing game that's easy to jump into. Coming in at number 3 is a Metroidvania that blends action-adventure, RPG, and puzzle elements with a cheeky sense of humor. Developed by Unspeakable Pixels and published by Dangan Entertainment, Batbarian, Testament of the Primordials, puts players in the role of a barbarian who has fallen into a deep pit and must find a way out. Fortunately, you're not alone. You're accompanied by Pip, a bat and your best friend, who serves as both a light source and a secondary character that you command. This creates an interesting gameplay dynamic as you explore and battle through cavernous depths full of secrets and monsters. The game heavily incorporates puzzle platforming elements, often making it feel like two genres overlapping as you switch between controlling the barbarian and Pip, even during boss fights. This results in an amusing chaos that complements the absurdity of the story and presentation. Even the leveling system embraces the lighthearted tone. You get 3 spins on a slot machine wheel and choose when to stop, adding a fun layer of unpredictability. While the controls are simple at their core, mastering the timing and mechanics adds depth, making it far more challenging than its silly exterior might suggest. This game won't be for everyone, as its mechanics require precision and strategy, but it offers adjustable difficulty settings to help tailor the experience. If you're in the mood for something ridiculous yet engaging and challenging, Batbarian, Testament of the Primordials might be just the adventure you've been looking for. For a change of pace, number 2 is an isometric action RPG that is also a bit more adult-themed, yet is surprisingly a very solid gameplay experience. Hakoniwa Explorer Plus puts players in the role of an adventurer seeking gold, glory, and respect by exploring dungeons and helping to keep monsters in check for the locals. In this pixel art adventure, you'll get information about the dungeons in each region from people in towns, and then set off into those dungeons to explore them for loot and defeat the monsters within. The action has hack and slash mechanics, and equipment has a status bar of its own, so you'll need to repair your weapons and armor by using consumable items. Most of the monsters you'll encounter in dungeons are monster girls. Prepare to be dodging boobs, butts, and other body parts coming from giant monster girl bosses. If you ever wanted to play an action RPG with a boss who's a giant octopus woman that flails her tentacles around wildly while she's twerking, then this might be the game for you. Hey, I warned you these games were stupid. And for number 1 closing out this list, we have a truly special release, a game that cranks stupidity and fun up to 11. Developed by Gamecom Team and published by Indie.io, Troublemaker Raise Your Gang blends beat 'em up, visual novel, and RPG elements into a short but sweet experience guaranteed to bring a smile to your face. Imagine if you combined Bully with River City Girls and placed it in a more condensed setting. That's a loose idea of what to expect. Players control an 18-year-old delinquent whose family moves to a new town after too many run-ins with a local gang. Determined to turn over a new leaf, our lead character's plans for peace are quickly shattered when he discovers his new vocational school thrives on fighting culture, even hosting a tournament where the winning class earns job connections. Thrown into the tournament, you must fight in both official matches and street brawls, as competitors and their gangs always seem ready for a scrap. The game carries a tone reminiscent of a martial arts B-movie, where characters settle every dispute through fighting, sometimes simply because they're bored. With plenty of amusing dialogue, sometimes with a rough English translation, and a cast of unhinged characters, Troublemaker stays consistently entertaining and stupid. While the combat can feel janky, it's easy to get used to, and fun once you grasp the basics. The sheer enjoyment far outweighs any flaws, making this an experience worth diving into. If you want more of this brand of silly mayhem and fisticuffs, an upcoming sequel now has a playable demo. And thank you so much for watching this video! Be sure to like and subscribe. Check us out over at patreon.com/IDreamOfIndieGames to become a member and get early videos, plus access to our amazing Discord community. Let's keep bringing a voice to the voiceless ones in gaming together. See you on the channel.